1. Your pool service company charges $150 a month. That is $750 across a 5-month swimming season. The tech shows up for roughly 15 to 20 minutes per visit. They skim the surface, empty the baskets, test the water, pour in chemicals, and leave. You have never seen a detailed breakdown of what chemicals went in, how much was used, or what it cost the company to buy them. You just know the monthly number and the fact that the pool is mostly clear most of the time. Here is what that $150 a month is actually buying. Approximately $8 to $15 in chemistry per visit, 12 to 18 minutes of labor. And the assumption that you will never do the math on what those two things cost versus what you're paying for them. The forbidden trick is not a product. It is not a compound from the laundry aisle or a hardware store substitute for an overpriced specialty bottle. It is information. Specifically, the information that every task the service tech performs in those 15 minutes can be done by any pool owner in the same 15 minutes per week with a $15 test kit and the chemistry knowledge this channel has been building video by video. One ad, the daily 2-minute morning test, and the total weekly time investment is 20 minutes. The pool is clearer, the chemistry is more consistent, and the $750 that was crossing the counter every season stays in your pocket. But before you cancel the service, there is a line that matters, and this video will draw it clearly. Some things genuinely require a professional, and getting that wrong costs more than a season of service fees. The trick is knowing where the line is, which side of it your service tech is currently standing on for every visit, and making decisions accordingly. 1. What the service tech actually does in 15 minutes. Broken down, step by step. The standard residential pool service visit has a consistent structure across most route companies regardless of what the invoice says. Understanding what each step involves and what skill level it actually requires is the foundation of the decision about which parts you take over and which parts you keep paying for. Skimming the surface, a leaf net on a telescoping pole moved around the pool perimeter to collect floating debris. Skill level required. None. Time 2 to 3 minutes. 1. Equipment cost if purchased. $25 to $40 for a quality leaf net and pole combination. This task requires 0 chemistry knowledge, 0 equipment training, and 0 professional judgment. Emptying the skimmer and pump baskets, remove the basket, empty it, replace it. Skill level required, none. Time 2 minutes for both. The skimmer basket is accessed by lifting a lid. The pump basket requires opening the pump lid and removing the basket, a slightly more involved step, but one that any pool owner can learn in 30 seconds of demonstration. 1. Brushing the walls. A pool brush on the same telescoping pole moved across walls, steps, and corners to prevent algae buildup in low circulation areas. Skill level required, none. Time 3 minutes for a thorough brush of all surfaces. This is the step most service techs skip on shorter visits and the step that matters most for preventing the algae blooms that generate the emergency service calls. Testing the water, a test strip or drop test kit dipped in the pool, read and record it. Skill level required, the ability to read a test strip or follow the numbered steps of a drop kit. 1 time. 2 minutes. The test kit costs $15 for a strip kit or $25 to $35 for an accurate drop test kit. This is the step that provides all the diagnostic information the tech acts on. You can do this yourself before they arrive and know more about your own pool chemistry than most service visits reveal. Adding chemicals, pouring measured amounts of liquid chlorine, pH products, or shock into the pool based on the test results. Skill level required, knowing which product corrects which number and in what sequence. This is the only step that involves chemistry knowledge. It is also the step this channel teaches in every video, and the step that, once understood, requires no professional to execute. Logging the visit, writing down what was added, and leaving a service record. This benefits the company more than the owner. It is the documentation that supports the invoice. Total tasks, 6. Tasks that require professional training or specialized skill, 0 if you have the chemistry knowledge. Tasks that require chemistry knowledge this channel has not provided, 0. 1. What you are paying $150 a month for is 20 minutes of work at a skill level that any homeowner can develop in an afternoon of watching this channel. The chemistry the service tech is using and what it actually costs them. Here is the part the service company would prefer you never calculate. The chemistry going into your pool during each service visit costs the company between $8 and $18 depending on what the water needs that week. On months where the chemistry is stable and only maintenance chlorine and minor adjustments are needed, the chemistry cost may be $5 to $10. One on months with a heavy correction, perhaps $20 to $25. Average chemistry cost per visit across a season, approximately $10 to $15, monthly service fee $150. The difference between those two numbers, $135 to $140, is labor markup, overhead, route truck costs, business insurance, and profit margin, which is fine. Service companies are businesses and businesses need to make money. The question is whether the service being delivered justifies that margin for your specific situation. One, for a pool owner who is away from home frequently, has physical limitations that make pool maintenance difficult, or genuinely does not want to spend any time on pool chemistry. The service fee may be worth it. For a pool owner who is home most of the time, willing to spend 20 minutes per week, and capable of learning which number corrects which parameter, the service fee is $750 per season for something they can do themselves in less time than the service visit takes. And here is the chemistry detail that makes the calculation even more skewed. 1. The chemistry the service tech is using is not specialty professional grade product unavailable to residential owners. It is the same liquid chlorine, the same pH products, the same shock available at the pool store, or in many cases, plain unscented bleach, baking soda, and muriatic acid sourced from grocery and hardware stores at the same prices available to any homeowner. The professional advantage is not access to better products. It is knowing what to add, when to add it, and in what sequence. That knowledge is what this channel provides. 1. The actual cost comparison, service tech versus self-management. Service tech approach for a 5-month season, $150 per month, 4 visits per month in most service models, $750 total for the season. This covers labor and chemistry. Chemistry is typically included in the flat fee or itemized separately at markup. Self-management with grocery store chemistry for the same pool and same season, bleach for daily maintenance and weekly shock across a 5-month season, approximately $250 to $280 for a 15,000-gallon pool. Baking soda for alkalinity corrections, $10, muriatic acid, $10. 1 borax for borate system setup, $20. Pool store items, CYA, Cal Hypo Bulk Shock Drop Test Kit, borate strips, $90 amortized across the season. Total, approximately $380 to $410 for the first season. Subsequent seasons without the one-time setup costs, $290 to $330. First season saving from eliminating the service tech, $340 to $370. Subsequent seasons, $420 to $460 per season across a 10-year pool ownership, $4,200 to $4,600 saved from the service tech alone, before accounting for the additional savings from using grocery store chemistry instead of pool store products. 1 combined saving, eliminating the service tech plus switching to grocery store chemistry across 10 years, $8,000 to $12,000 depending on pool size, local pricing, and how many emergency service calls the reactive approach was generating. That range is not a projection designed to impress. It is the arithmetic of what happens when labor you can do yourself and chemistry available at the grocery store. Stop going through a middleman who charges retail for both. 1 now, before the complete self-management system, if you want every dose and the weekly routine in one printable guide. The Pool Carter Playbook, from green to crystal clear. 39 pages covering the complete grocery store method with exact doses for every pool size. The full SLAM process for green pools, seasonal guides through winterization, and the 5 numbers that run your pool all summer. Everything I wish someone had handed me on day 1. Normally $67, right now just $29.99. 7-day money-back guarantee, instant PDF download, link is below this video. 1. The 5 chemistry numbers the service tech checks, and how to read them yourself. Every service visit generates 5 numbers. These 5 numbers are the entire diagnostic basis for every chemical decision made during the visit. Know what they are, what they mean, and what to do when they are wrong, and the service tech's chemistry knowledge is fully replicated. Number 1. Free chlorine target 2 to 4 ppm in summer. The active sanitizer. The compound that kills bacteria, oxidizes organic waste, and prevents algae from establishing. 1 test with a drop test kit for accuracy. Strips give a reasonable directional read, but drop kits are more reliable for this parameter. Correct low-free chlorine with plain unscented bleach added at dusk. Never add chlorine before checking pH. Chlorine added to water above pH 7.6 works at significantly reduced effectiveness. Number 2, pH target 7.4 to 7.6. The single most important chemistry variable for determining whether the chlorine in the pool actually works. At pH 7.5, roughly 50% of free chlorine is in the active hypochlorous acid form. One at pH 8 on 0, that drops to approximately 25%. At pH 8.2, below 15%. A pool testing 3 ppm free chlorine at pH 8.2 has less than 0.5 ppm of effective sanitizer. Test daily in summer. Correct high pH with muriatic acid from the hardware store. Correct low pH with borax or washing soda from the laundry aisle. Number 3, total alkalinity. Target 80 to 120 ppm, the buffer that holds pH stable between corrections. Low alkalinity means pH swings freely all day, requires constant correction, and burns through pH products weekly. 1 correct with grocery store baking soda at $1 per pound. The identical compound as pool store alkalinity up at $4 to $5 per pound. Correct alkalinity before correcting pH, always. Number 4, cyanuric acid. Target 30 to 50 ppm. Stabilizer that protects chlorine from UV destruction. Below 30 and bleach additions are destroyed by summer sun faster than they can be added. Above 70 and chlorine lock begins, chlorine is present but increasingly inactive. Test monthly with a drop test kit, not a strip. 1. If on trichlor tablets as primary chlorine source, CYA is climbing with every tablet. Monitor and plan dilution before it exceeds 70 ppm. If on bleach as primary chlorine source, CYA holds steady since bleach adds none. Number 5, calcium hardness. Target 200 to 400 ppm. Water below 200 ppm in calcium is aggressive. It extracts calcium from plaster surfaces, grout and heat exchanger components. Damage is cumulative and invisible until it has been happening for months. 1 above 400 ppm in calcium carbonate precipitates out of solution as temperatures rise, creating scale and cloudiness that no chemical can reverse because the problem is physical precipitation, not chemical imbalance. Test monthly. Correct with calcium chloride if low, dilute if high. 5 numbers, a drop test kit. 5 minutes per week for the full panel, plus 2 minutes per day for the morning quick check. This is the complete diagnostic capability of every service visit condensed into a home testing routine that costs $25 to $35 in equipment and less than 20 minutes per week to execute. 1. The service tech mistakes that cost pool owners money. What route service gets wrong. Understanding what the service model gets wrong is as important as understanding what you can do instead. These are not criticisms of individual technicians. They are structural problems that the route service model creates regardless of who is executing it. Problem 1. The weekly tablet system that builds CYA all season. 1. The most common sanitizer program in residential pool route service is trichlor tablets in a floater because tablets are inexpensive for the company, dissolve slowly, and require 0 return trips between scheduled visits. Every tablet adds CYA. By August, after 16 weeks of tablets, a pool that opened at 35 ppm CYA is often sitting at 80 to 100 ppm. Chlorine barely works. The water deteriorates. The company schedules a partial drain and refill, billed as an extra service. The drain resets CYA to a level where tablets can start the accumulation process again the following season. 1. The company profits from the problem the tablet system created. The owner pays for both. Switching to bleach as primary chlorine source eliminates this cycle entirely. CYA stays in the range you set it to at the start of the season. No mid-season escalation. No end-of-season drain and refill. No August chemistry failure from chlorine lock that the service company bills you to resolve after creating the conditions for it. Problem 2. Shocking during the day. Route service visits happen during business hours, typically 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. One shock added at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday in August loses 50 to 90% of its dose to UV destruction before it can finish working. The owner who self-manages and shocks at dusk gets the full dose working through the night. The service visit that bills for a shock treatment and delivers 40 to 50% of its labeled effectiveness due to timing is not a service problem the company will advertise. It is a structural limitation of the business hours service model that dusk shocking eliminates entirely. Problem 3. No daily monitoring between visits. A service tech visits once or twice a week. 1. What happens to the pool chemistry on the other 5 or 6 days is invisible to the service company until the next visit. A pool that was correctly balanced Monday afternoon can have pH at 8.1 by Wednesday afternoon from aeration and swimmer load. Combined chlorine accumulates through Thursday and Friday. By Saturday, the water is visibly off. The Monday service visit finds it, corrects it, and the cycle starts again. The owner who tests every morning with a 2-minute strip check catches the Wednesday pH drift Wednesday evening with a small muriatic acid correction. 1. The Friday deterioration never happens. The service company cannot provide daily monitoring for $150 a month. The economics do not work. The owner who self-manages can provide it for 2 minutes per day because they are already at the pool. The self-management system that replaces the service tech completely. Here is the complete weekly self-management routine. Everything the service tech does in 15 to 20 minutes per visit, plus the daily monitoring the service company cannot provide, organized into a schedule that requires 20 minutes per week and 2 minutes every morning. 1 every morning in July and August. Test free chlorine and pH with a test strip. Take the sample at elbow depth away from the returns. Free chlorine below 2 ppm, note it. Add bleach at dusk, pH above 7.6, note it. Add diluted muriatic acid at dusk, both in range, nothing to do until the evening routine. 2 minutes, done. Every evening at dusk, add your calculated bleach dose. For a 10,000-gallon pool, 21 ounces of 6% bleach raises free chlorine by 1 ppm. Most summer pools need 30 to 42 ounces per evening to maintain 2 to 4 ppm through the night. Pour around the perimeter. 1. Confirm the pump is running. 2 minutes, once per week, same day, run the full 5-number panel with the drop test kit. Correct alkalinity with baking soda if below 90 ppm. Add in 2 stages with the 4-hour retest between. Correct pH after alkalinity is stable. Note any CYA movement. Check calcium hardness monthly. Brush all pool surfaces, 3 minutes covering corners, steps, walls, and behind the ladder. Empty skimmer and pump baskets. Check filter pressure and clean if 8 to 10 psi above normal. Check water level top off if below midpoint of skimmer opening. 1 shock at dusk if the week included 3 or more heavy use days, or if combined chlorine tested above 0.5 ppm. Once at season opening, establish the full chemistry baseline, alkalinity to 100 to 110 ppm with baking soda, CYA to 30 to 50 ppm with granules through the skimmer. Borate buffer setup with 20 pounds of borax per 10,000 gallons, pH corrected afterward with muriatic acid. Full baseline test of all 5 numbers confirmed stable before the pool opens for swimming. Total time per week, 2 minutes daily plus 20 minutes Saturday morning. 1 total chemistry cost per season. $350 to $410 for the first season, including the pool store items, $290 to $330 for subsequent seasons. Total service tech cost, 0. The 3 things that still require a professional, the line this channel always draws. Self-managing chemistry is not the same as self-managing everything. 3 categories of pool work genuinely require professional involvement, and the savings from eliminating the service tech should never fund amateur repairs in these areas. Electrical work on any pool equipment. 1 pumps, heaters, lighting, salt chlorine generators all involve water-adjacent electrical systems where amateur repair creates genuine safety risk. The saving from 12 months of self-managed chemistry does not justify the risk of amateur electrical work on equipment that operates near water. Call a licensed professional for any electrical component repair, replacement, or troubleshooting. Confirmed pool leaks. The bucket test distinguishes evaporation from a leak. Fill a bucket, place it on the pool step with the water inside matching the pool level. Mark both, check 24 hours later. 1. If the pool drops more than the bucket, there is a leak. Leak detection and repair is skilled work that requires specialized pressure testing equipment and knowledge of plumbing systems. Amateur leak attempts frequently cause secondary damage to fittings and plumbing that costs more to repair than the original leak. Call a professional for confirmed leaks, structural issues, and equipment failure. 1 cracks in the pool shell, heater failures, filter housing cracks, pump motor failures, anything involving the structural integrity of the pool or the mechanical operation of equipment beyond cleaning and routine maintenance. The 20-minute self-management routine covers the chemistry. The equipment pad and the pool structure are professional territory when something goes wrong. Keep a good pool professional's number in your phone for these 3 categories. 1. The $750 per season no longer going to the route service company creates the budget for 1 or 2 professional calls per decade for the things that actually require expertise. The pattern the service company does not want you to notice. Go back to the 6-task breakdown from earlier in this video. Skimming, emptying baskets, brushing, testing, adding chemicals, logging. Not one of those tasks requires a license. Not one requires specialized equipment unavailable to homeowners. Not one requires knowledge that cannot be acquired in an afternoon of reading or watching this channel. 1. The service company charges professional rates for work that does not require professional training. This is not deception. It is a service business providing convenience for pool owners who prefer not to do the work themselves. Convenience has a price, and $150 a month is that price. For some owners in some situations, it is worth it. For a pool owner who is willing to spend 20 minutes a week and 2 minutes every morning, it is $750 per season for a service they do not need. The chemistry knowledge that justifies those 20 minutes is freely available. The test kit costs $25. 1. The grocery store products cost a fraction of the pool store alternatives. The pump runs on a timer that was already set. The only thing the service company is selling that is genuinely scarce is convenience. Everything else, the chemistry knowledge, the products, the 15-minute task list is available to every pool owner who decides to spend 20 minutes learning it. That decision made this season is worth $750 this year and every year after it for as long as you own the pool. Drop a number in the comments. If you have a service tech, how much per month? 1. If you recently canceled one and started self-managing, what did it cost you in time and what did you save? That number shared honestly is what helps the next pool owner run the calculation before they sign another seasonal service contract. Every video on this channel works the same way. Real numbers, no sponsors, no pool store upsell. If that is useful to you, subscribe. This channel reads the water, not the marketing.